Hey YouTube, I just started a bow drill fire with my hatchet, and it made me think, I wonder what the best kind of tinder is that I could tote with me. And I know that there's a few different little hacks for that, one of which is cotton balls, which I have here. Another is your dryer lint, which I have here. You'll soak both of those in some petroleum jelly, Vaseline, whatever you want to call it. Another one, more natural, is cedar bark and pine resin. I want to see which one of those, roughly about the same size, which one of those burns longer. So let's check that out. So I was out walking around and I came across a big scar on a pine tree, and there's a lot of resin in it, and that's going to be awesome for the next little thing that I do. So we're going to harvest some of this, collect it, whatever you want to say, get it put in a bag, see if we can't find some more. I'm looking for some cedar bark too, some dry cedar bark. Not quite enough for what I'm needing, but it's a start. There it is. That should be enough. Oh, that's good and sticky too. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, that should be enough for now, but I will take a mental note of where this tree is. Okay, what I have here is an old downed red cedar, and I'm going to take some of this really fibrous bark off of it. Okay, I lied. I didn't just think about that, but see, I've got this can, and in this can I have the pine resin that I harvested earlier, because I was already going to do this. Now I need to let this pine resin melt. I don't have to burn it, but I do want it to be kind of quick. Make sure when you do this that you have something you can take that off of that fire with, and a stick that you can stir it with after you take it off. You can hear it kind of crackling already. That's good stuff. Alright, now that all that's melted down pretty decent, we're going to add in all the little cedar bark that I have here. Rip it up a little bit more. Toss it in there and stir it up real good. Lost my stir stick. There it is. Don't grab that can, that thing is hot. Get that sticky stuff out of there, because it does get super sticky. Look at that. That's good stuff. That's awesome. Actually wound up with a good little fire starter roll right there. Still very fibrous in spots to catch a spark. See how it holds up. Okay, so now we'll work on the cotton balls. Roughly about the same size. Trying to make this as fair as possible, you know, just to see. But I'm going to take this stuff and rough it up real good. Now, of course, this is something that you would do before you went out into the wilderness. I was just already out here, so now that's roughed up pretty good. Take some Vaseline. Doesn't have to be a whole lot, just enough to kind of work around, make sure everything's pretty decently covered with it. A little bit more than that. This is a great fire starter just to have with you. There's our second contender. All right, next up, dryer lint. We're going to do the same thing as we did with the cotton balls. Take some Vaseline, start working it into it. Dryer lint likes to stick to you a little bit more than the cotton does. Listen to that woodpecker. Kind of a messy job, but still. There they are. Now there's only one thing to do. See which one burns the longest. Just to make it a little bit more interesting, we're going to see how well they take a spark from a ferro rod as well. Because anybody can just take a piece of this wood out of this fire and touch it to it and light it right up. But this is supposed to be a survival hack and test. Okay, first spark from the ferro rod. It lit immediately. Now let's see how long it burns for. I will let this burn until it burns out. And I'm going to film it the whole time. And while you're watching that, I'm going to watch the squirrels play. And I'm going to listen to the woodpeckers. Don't want it setting the other two on fire. Wow, this thing's burning forever. This may be the winner. This may be what you want to keep in your bag. Just because I grew up with Smokey the Bear. We're going to put a couple of rocks around here just to kind of help break some of that blowback. We're right at the 2-minute mark. So it has had a steady flame for 2 minutes at least. Maybe a little over. I didn't check the seconds on the camera whenever I struck my ferro rod. I will on the next one though. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, off of this one flame that's been going for roughly 3 minutes now, I could have probably lit 4 or 5 fires. I definitely would have had enough time to make sure that I had, kindling lit and, so on and so forth. I could really get a fire going with just dryer lint and Vaseline. That's all that is. Dryer lint and Vaseline. I'm going to show you this one more time. Dryer lint and Vaseline made that. One spark. And it's still going. Yeah, I'm just rambling. Looks like we're at about the 4-minute mark now, and it's made a little black spot on the ground. Ooh, it's got some heat on it too. Man, oh man, oh man. Yep, a lot of fires could be lit off of this one flame. And I guarantee you when the flame goes out that there will still be a red coal inside of it. If I absolutely had to, I could put that in some tinder and blow it into another flame, excuse me. It almost went out, and I haven't even turned it over. All right, it looks like it went out, but there's still a lot to burn right there. You see that? And that's still on fire. I could probably, see that, all that white? Look at that. So I'm going to count that as a win. So we got about 5 minutes of open flame from it. It's still a red coal on the inside of it. I can't even pick it up. This thing is still a red hot coal on the inside of it. Do you see that? That's another fire in itself right there. So roughly 5 minutes or so, first spark off the ferro rod, dryer lint Vaseline, and it still has enough heat in it. It's burning the tip of my fingers right now. This is good stuff. On to the next one. All right, now in exactly the same place, the cotton ball. Same place, same knife, same ferro rod. I'm gonna try to strike it. See how many strikes it takes to actually light it. One strike, good flame. Let's see how long it takes for this one to burn. While that one's burning, I'm going to step over here to the side for just a second and pee. I don't know if you guys will be able to hear that or not. It's still burning. See where we're at with this one. Looks like we're at about the 1 minute mark here. This thing's still going. It's going great. The last one, even after 5 minutes of open flame and all that moving it around and stuff, it was still all these little pieces that you see laying around. These things were still hot when I was picking them up to put them in the fireplace. They were still hot. Hot enough to blow into a good flame. The cotton balls are doing great too. Like I said, I'm not going to flip them or anything like that. We're just going to let them straight burn just to see. Because you can roll this thing over as it's burning too, and it'll start burning the opposite side of it. Everything that's touching the ground right now is still just raw cotton. It's not burning. Another thing too, cotton makes a great wick. You can do the same thing with the Vaseline and actually leave it in some Vaseline, and it'll make a great wick for a candle, just a little quick candle. Or you can do it with pine rosin and a little piece of can or something like that, a turtle shell. I've done it with a turtle shell, made a turtle shell lamp. It was pretty cool. I may do that on a later video. Still steady, just burning. Looks like we're at the 3 minute mark now. Still doing great. I'm telling you, I wouldn't know what to do if I had to have a fire and I had this on hand to build a fire with. One spark to build a fire with this. It would be so easy, so easy. I'm used to having one little red ember inside of a pile of dust, and I have to blow that into dust, or I'm having to find all these natural materials and make them more fibrous and thinner and everything else so that they'll catch a better spark with my ferro rod. Having this on hand, one spark fire here, it just great. It wouldn't matter how long it lasted. If it lasted more than a minute and a half, I would have a fire going. It looks like we're coming up on the 4 minute mark for this one right now, so it's a pretty good contender. I think it just went out. It did. It went out right at the 4 minute mark. You can see though that it still has a good ember to it. And again, you could seriously blow that back into a flame. Look at this. You see that? You could seriously blow that right back into a flame. And all that on the bottom is what didn't burn because it was on the ground. If you flip this over, you probably still have another minute or so. Do you see that? Another great one to have on hand. This is stuff that you have with you. This is the ones that you have in your bug out bag or your hiking bag or your kayaking bag or whatever. This is the stuff that you have with you in a waterproof container, already made. No, you don't have to sit there and rub the Vaseline into it or nothing. You just pull this stuff out, hit it with a strike, and it instantly lights into flame, and you have minutes, not seconds, minutes to build a fire. This is good stuff too. Okay, last but certainly not least, here is cedar bark and pine resin. Now, so far, the dryer lint has come in first place. It burned for about a minute longer than the cotton ball. Both of those struck and lit in one strike. One strike to the flame. Let's see how this one does. Same exact spot, Same exact knife, same exact ferro rod. I did move the camera, so I'm going to shift it around here, and there we go. And let's see where would be a good spot to catch this at, because this isn't as fibrous as the other ones because it's more natural. That was one strike. So I took, oh, it lit, but it didn't stay. So, you know, 3 good strikes, 4 strikes is what I had right there. But I think one of those I messed up, so can't blame it all on the material. So we're going to start this off at about a minute in. That's my seconds count where I started this. So far it's been burning for about 20 seconds. Good heavy flame, a heavy flame. And this is the stuff that you would gather out in the wilderness. If you had to find something to build a fire with, this is what it would be. Of course, this isn't your first option. Your first option would have to be something else, because you have to be able to melt that pine resin down to make this. So this is a next fire opportunity, is what this is. Once you have a fire going and you have these materials, you can make this and carry this with you to have another fire easier later on down the road. We're at the 1 minute right now. So this has only been burning for a minute and it's burning down, but look how high that flame is. Look how big that is. That's heat right there. That's more than capable of catching something on fire. You have some little sticks, stuff like that, that's going to burn it right up. And you can see, this is still just a monstrous wad. That's not going anywhere anytime soon. Looks like we're right at the 2 minute mark. This stuff is great. It really is. We're coming up on the 3 minute mark. It's still got just a monstrous flame on it. It may have took a few more times to strike this, but for the burning duration, it looks like this one might just take it. If it can make it to 5 minutes plus, then it's on. Looks like we're coming up on 3 minutes right now. This is exciting. I haven't done a video like this where it actually, you know, just plays through and, you know, testing something like this. It's awesome. This really lets you know what you're working with. So we're on like 3.5 minutes right now, and it's still burning great. I mean, for what it is, this may just take the crown. This may be victorious. Sorry if I'm rambling. We're coming up on 4 minutes right now. 4 minutes. 4 minutes this thing's been burning, and it's still got just a great flame on it. 4.5 minutes. It's still burning. It looks like while cotton balls and Vaseline and dryer lint and Vaseline may be great for a bug out bag or, you know, a little camping bag or something like that, this stuff right here, this is the winner. It's still got a great flame on it. We're at 5 minutes right now. Wow, this is insane. 5.5 minutes. I'm gonna have to put it out. That's crazy. Wow, 6 minutes and it still has a flame on it. 6 minutes and it's still burning. That's awesome. It just went out at 6.5 minutes. 6.5 minutes, and it's still, it's red hot. There's still more on the bottom of it. See? Look at that. If you would have flipped that, there's still more there. That could light another fire in and of itself. If I was to hit that little spot right there with a spark again, it would just burst back into flames. So I believe that out of all three of them, this one right here is probably the best. It may have took a couple more strikes, but it burned for, you know, a solid 1.5 minutes longer than the others did. And look at all the leftover material. There's still red coals right here. It's burning my fingers. Look at all the leftover. I gotta put it down. Look at all the leftover material right there. Insane. All right, guys, so that was awesome. So we put dryer lint and Vaseline, cotton balls and Vaseline, and cedar bark and pine rosin, pine pitch, whatever you want to call it, up against each other to see which one was the best fire starter. We did it how many strikes it would take and how long it burned. The dryer lint and Vaseline instantly took a flame right off the ferro rod. The first spark took the flame, burned for about 5 minutes. That's a good long time for a fire. Any little open flame like that, you can't hold a big lighter for that long. Okay, great fire starter, no doubt. The cotton ball, I'm gonna say, you know, it was a little less awe-inspiring than the dryer lint. It burned for about 1 minute less. It did take a spark, but you know, for 4 minutes of burning, you could still light a good fire off of that. The crown champion, though, is gonna have to be the cedar bark and pine resin. It burned for 6.5 minutes. There's still enough material there to burn it again for probably another few minutes. No lie. Probably another few minutes of life just in that one piece. So if I was to stir that up while it was burning, it would catch fire again. It did take a couple more times to strike because it's not as thin. There's not as much surface area because it is a natural thing that I just roughed up with my hands. But all in all, if I had to have something, that would probably be it. That's what I would. I'm probably going to make up a bunch of that just to keep on me because of how long it burned and how much longer it could still burn. If you can't get a hold of that, though, either of the other two are great to have on you, just to a piece of survival equipment, you know. A fire lighter for sure. It would be a great fire starter. You could light a lot of fires off of it. You don't have to burn a ball that big either. You know, you could rip off however much you need. Play with it, figure it out for yourself. See how much each little piece that you peel off, how long it'll burn, how much you need to get a fire going. Try it in wet weather. Try it, with bigger tinder, stuff like that. See exactly what you have to have. Do it in a couple of different variety of situations, so that you know instantly what you have to have when you have to have it. Keep it in a bag, keep it in a Ziploc bag rolled up somewhere, keep it tucked away in a book bag, or in a little carry pouch, whatever you carry with you. Try to have it on your person though. Whether you always have your bag on and you're hiking, that's great, but it doesn't hurt anything at all to put a little bit in a little smaller Ziploc bag and tuck it in your wallet, or put it in a little pocket somewhere, just so that you have it. No matter what, you have it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really enjoyed that. I'm going to try to find some more stuff to kind of test that way. It's going to be awesome. I really enjoyed seeing the outcome of all of that and finding out for myself firsthand which one was the best. If you guys like this video and you like the other videos, please subscribe, and they're just going to keep coming. I'm not going to stop this anytime soon, and you'll never know what's going to come next. I've got all kinds of plans. I've got a natural cordage bowstring coming. I'm going to do a bow build soon. Gonna do a bow drill fire like I have been, but with all natural materials, and I'm not even going to use my knife or my hatchet. It's been a challenge. It has been challenged to me now to do that. So you don't want to miss that. You don't want to see if I'm going to fail. If I fail, it's going to be on there too. It's not all about the wins. But yeah, just keep a lookout, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that way you can instantly see when I upload those. And you never know. I see everybody likes that I stab myself in the leg with a saw. I'm danger prone. You never know what's going to happen next. So just keep a lookout. See you guys later.